Hello, my name is Stephan Nance, and I am coming to you live or previously recorded from Hotel RL in Olympia. I just played, I played last night in Olympia, and then a few nights ago in Spokane, or Spokane if you prefer that, but not Spokane. I didn't think it was that, but some people did yesterday. It was a thing. And then before that, I was in Salt Lake City, which is hard to mispronounce, I think. And this is the last of the West Coast Hotel RL shows for me, unless they open more locations and want me to play at them. So, in the spirit of being in an unfamiliar place, this song is called I Am Not a Stranger Here, which is more in the spirit of, I guess, being in an unfamiliar place and being okay there. Yeah. Don't know this town, but it's your town, so it's my town too. I don't know that girl, but she knows you, so she's my friend too. I don't know my way, but I can count on you to show it to me. I am not a stranger when I'm with you, when I'm with you. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Mother seems to like me, and you tell me that it's true. Your cousin makes me food that I've only ever dreamed of trying. I can tell that I could be so happy here with you forever. I am not a stranger when I'm with you, when I'm with you. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Your room is a cave that offers a shelter from the stormy weather. And beneath a pile of blankets we can hide away together. 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 We can. For me to up and leave, there's a part of me I can't make follow. All day long I'm longing for you, and the tears are so hard to swallow after knowing life with you. Life without you leaves me hollow. Oh, oh, oh. But I can count on you to show it to me. I am not a stranger when I'm with you, when I'm with you. Well, I don't know this road, but I can count on you to lead me down it. I am not a stranger when I'm with you, when I'm with you, when I'm with you, when I'm with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. I'm learning to drink water earlier in the show before things get dry and scary. The opposite of dry and scary would be Eugene, Oregon, where I'm going back to tomorrow. It's a little scary maybe, but this next song is kind of about feeling stuck there, but and wanting to go everywhere, and trying to learn to be happy with being in one place. Talk about sight fidelity. Talk about natal philopatry. Talk about synchronicity. Talk about London meeting Eugene. Other people's flight patterns lack the hallmarks of mine. Pictures of 10-year reunions with pictures of altitudinal migrations, with breathless emergency landing vacations. Talk about asthma, narrows for airways, peak flow, a puff from a pipe dream. 50% of an infidel's personal best. A force-parked duck falls 50 feet, leaving the nest from the cavity edge to the edge of the briar. A baptism of flyer without proper plumage in the purgatory of a spacer. Passing from chamber through chamber to chamber. What is incendiary to me? Incredible distance confined in my body. Talk about imagined geography. Talk about plant intentionality. Talk about docility, precinctivity. Talk about cosmopolitan pantropicality. Jump, stop, tilting at windmills, wilting at failures to skirt the frame of the swing set. Jump, stop, placing bets on peregrination, on a fair roundabout gain. Spin, shrink, skidoo into a postcard, into the gum on the stamp, glue, paste, Tampa fix. A phoenix garden red in a sudden igloo sticks to sticks from the Nella Mount to the pear-petaled crisps on the bower. A universe swirls in that souvenir snow globe buffet till the vesperal pealing. The architect shakes things with skyscraper feeling. What is irradiative to me? Incredible distance. Unforgettable limits. Wouldn't you like to know where I wanna go? Wouldn't you like to know where I wanna go, where I wanna go, where I wanna go, where I wanna go, where I wanna go? Where I wanna go? Where I wanna go? Where I wanna go? Bum 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 bum. Ooh. Thank you very much. Again, I will announce my name. I'm Stephan Nance, Stephan. I mention it again because, I don't know if my name is visible on the camera. From what I've seen of performances on my TV in my room, I think that the name of the performer isn't always visible. So, but when there is a name that you know, I feel like you usually look it up. So Stephan Nance is my name. This next song has a lot of lyrics, so if you are listening and want to know what I'm singing, you can look up the lyrics to Cuttlefish, or if you're looking at a program, you can look at the lyrics in there and follow along. All my antics and my gibberish put a damper on my sentences. I'm a cuttlefish trying to cover up my incompetence. Maybe your fancy just isn't ticklish. Maybe your heart belongs to another fish, but on your part that'd be foolish. Baby, I think you ought to think through this. The sea is big, 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 and it's full of scary things like great white sharks and colossal squid. And I'm worried about ya. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt. If you love something, so they say, you should set it free. But I disagree, 'cause I can safely say that catching and releasing isn't what I don't want for me. I know better than you do what is best for you to do. Can't you see the logic there? It's super logical. My perspective is an outside one, and that's really saying something, 'cause we don't have mirrors, and since we're under the water, there isn't a surface for you to see reflection in. Not that you don't look nice. In fact, how wonderful you look is exactly what the problem is. The sea is big, 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 and it's full of scary things like great white sharks and colossal squid. And I'm worried about ya. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get hurt. It gets me every time I hear you're frequenting such sketchy dives. It's not like it's a crime, but what if you get caught by a scuba diver just like Nemo and I can't find you? Ooh, 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 ooh. Still I'd never cease my quest for you. What else would there be for me to do? Sure, there are plenty of fishes in the ocean, but no one could ever get a hook in my devotion. So my love for you supports recent scholarly publications reporting that fish have a greater capacity for memory than was previously believed, and I'll miss you for the rest of my life. In the mulch between your patch and mine, I stubbed myself on a treacherous thistle and cried out. If it were merely a matter of a stray thorny bristle, a barrier screen could be laid, and I wouldn't miss you. We could go the distance. Were there more disease resistance on your part? Nothing lasts forever when you never let it start. Every day I pass this way, I expect to find you waiting for me beneath the branches of the buckeye tree, waving the palm meadow frond, siphoning orange juice with a barber Polish wand. Red horse chestnut, clever disguise. I of course guessed, but said you'd never naturalize species, agassiz, and zig, tough to keep plants in one place. Any chance they get, they diaspore or else transmutate, traipsing, looping garden paths, chasing floodplain to below, tracing roots to ponderosa, tangling with the strangler fig. Now in an old-growth bald cypress stand, knees locked in the strand, a swamp, black and yellow crowned, night herons abound in colonies conferring on me. Collective memory, my eyelids flutter. Orbits fill with water. Hemlock in my hammock. Limbs thrash, spit and sputter. Alligator drags me under into the solution hole to protect me from elements of fantasy that thrive in shady reality, to offer respite from the demands of gardening, to show me trees are just the fruit of an even bigger tree. So this next song is one of many that I wrote in the past year or so that has a very specific sense of place. And the sense of place in this one is Klamath Falls, Oregon, in the wintertime. So there's a sense of time as well. And it's also one that has a lot of bird references. And that's because I am a birder. And I was just, actually, this hotel has access to some really nice birding. I went to Capitol Lake today, and I saw, there were a lot of migratory waterfowl passing through, some widgeons. But this song is more of a wintry mix of things. Teeth chatter automatically, a beat clicking double time to the crunch of snow. An animal licks a beater, a northern flicker clucks a whimper, a beep goes off inside. Is it time or just a timer? Decalcomania ironed on our hides by the starlit, fever-stricken, two-bit, hypocritical, neo-Puritan tons turning on a dime, a dime, a dime. What are they? A little more than kin and less than kind. We live in the same, but we run on different. Time, a time, a time. You are safe. You are sound. You are safe. You are sound. Ooh, I feel your frequency resonate at my core, enkindle my extremities, echo through my bones, hiccup out its tones. Ooh, 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 We face apocalypses every day. And fumble-stricken phrases we ball up to play when we feel forlorn. Just keep peeling those little oranges they keep stealing. We keep peeling, stuck on an uneven keeling. Every great and snowy egrets. Speaking of my evening grossness, every evening gross speaking of my great and snowy egress. If we deviate, even if we deviate, the ice rink set to counterclockwise. There's no exit till we skate. I lurch along the verge, a strawberry-less frozen biscuit. My flimsy figure zero traps a miraculous lemniscate. When the intercom comes through, I think I've lost my refound calling. Oh, winter tanager, you help me walk, but you leave me crawling. You are a cardinal, you are a cardinal, and I should be so lucky as to be a part of you at all. You are safe, you are sound, you are safe, you are sound. To these chilly parts, the contrast shocks my system, chilblains swell upon my heart. Thank you. Okay. This next song is, I guess a lot of these songs are very Pacific Northwesty, but this one, well, since the last one was sort of Klamath Falls centered, that's Eastern Oregon, Southeastern Oregon, so it's a little bit different from this one, which is about Vancouver, British Columbia, and I guess I feel like this is sort of a love song to the city of Vancouver, because it was a love song to a guy in Vancouver, but then he broke up with me, and so so I had to change it a little bit. Yeah. Land in my mind, crawling through the sound. I found it, now I recognize it. Everywhere, everywhere it's a ground. Swimming up a concrete river, paddling through pine and pavement. I melted, blended in, and then re-cemented inside an unprotected hostel suite, astride a bicycle defrosting wheat, atop a tower with an unrevolving view of illuminated sails, gray and green, gray and green. The brightest blue could never come between gray and green and amber, rowing toward a lowered drawbridge, clambering onto the sea wall, confecting cloud-covered cinnamon rolls, wowed by crowds of glaucous-winged gulls. See, no sea, look at the harlequins, I wish you'd said to me. Over a decade I discerned a path, my passport went defunct, now that junket's out of reach. Gray and green, gray and green, the reddest flags forever come between gray and green and amber. Everybody's body sways in unfamiliar funny ways, traveling on rainbow wheels of color. Down below, the crows pecking suet surfaced streets, the subway sounds resounding beats, beckoning me to retreat on the heels of mighty feet. But where there's a will, there's a way, and I will every day until I dry, every day until I dry. Wait, wait, don't tell me, blare the heritage horns, but I won't leave. I haven't heard first ear the 9 o'clock gun or the steam chimes. I've yet to feel first foot the boom of the sooty grouse in the mountain woods. I have more notes to take on the colors of the land in my mind. I have a wish to blow through the mist of the dandelion fountain. I have a truth to seek in the xeriscape of the hill. On the hill I have a past, a present, and a future in this city. Maybe no more than moments, but there's still a possibility. If you ever go to Eugene, Oregon, you should stop at Alton Baker Park, if not only just to know the context of this song. Actually, if I were going to recommend you go to any park in Eugene, it wouldn't be Alton Baker Park, even though this song was born there. I'd probably recommend you go to Delta Ponds, which is where I started birding. It was where I saw my, what they call a spark bird. It's the bird that gets you interested in birding. And mine was a western tanager. And there's a song that I'll play later that's called Sparkbird, and that'll be actually also the name of my second album. The first one is A Troubled Piece of Fruit, which you can find anywhere great albums are sold. And such as right over there at the merch area. And again, my name is Stephan Nance, Stephan Nance. And you should look me up and see where I am now, because I'm going all over the world in the next several months. I'm going to be around the U.S. for September and October 2017, and then in December I am going to be in the UK, Europe, and Morocco, and then in February going back to Japan. I toured there in May of this year. Been shot 1,000 times. It's not a shocking way to die in the fields aside of the enemy lines. But I've fired my fair share of guns, and I know full well that bullets don't just fall down from the sky. So I opened up my eyes. I saw a flash of light. I saw it through the black. Whoa, I saw the flooded track. I felt the hail upon my back. Oh, I saw the start of the foggy maze. I couldn't see for several days, but then a sunbreak finally burned away the haze. You know I'd kiss you if I could, but my lips are made of wood, and it wouldn't do to splinter you in an unfamiliar neighborhood. Dodged a ball of flames, fueled by the dust the sun kicked up. A stone's throw from the tonsil crypt, I eschewed the beaten path on a sup. Tight-lipped and planing through the murky mill race surface, these flavescent leaves, crispy teardrops shed from crying trees, murmurations. 'Tis autumn, no, only fall side by side a chemical breeze. O stratocumulus, O circumbendibus, I saw and ceased to push. I'd seen and heard too much. My oar became a crutch. I sculled into a reef. It sawed the board in half. I saw my former single fin. I soldered lead and tin. I sauntered out. I saw interred my kith and kin. You know I'd hold this post a while if I could only learn to smile. But by the time I've earned the privilege, only grimaces will be in style. Surf scooter on the pond, coyote on the fescue, Sirocco's on the flash, globe lightning to the rescue, an earthly comet rolling by, a stoic guide toward a nuclear era. No shadows cross the sterile mind, no leks distract the prairie chickens from their terror. I found a brand new clearing next to the old new clearing, a welcome change from the adjacent older new old clearing. I didn't feel at peace, but I didn't feel at war, a welcome change. You know I went to your old home, you know the site of your new grave. You know I'd pay my last respects, but the respect I have I'd better save. Thank you. Let's see, I've skipped this one for several nights because I've had a cold and I've been like worried that it wouldn't go very well. But today I'm just gonna do it and see what happens. And it's kind of about extinction, and it's kind of about it was supposed to be a song about my grandpa and something he said to me when I was in high school and things were tough, and he said that I should always be me because he thought that was a good person to be, and I guess that stuck with me. But then it became about like bigger issues, and I guess it touches a little bit on the time that I was, this is sort of an abrupt transition, but the time that I was like assaulted by the river, and so there's some lines about bleeding in the brambles, and that's what that's about. And that's too long of a story, I think, to get into right now. But yes. This is another reminder to look me up, Stephan Nance, StephanNance. Quiet onset of a yawn, old growth onslaught, shallow foresight, dawns on these lawns. In a town on a mountain where the ghosts inhabit poisoned wooden caves, and the things they do and the things they say live in smaller caves, and the details of those things dwell in even smaller caves. A tooth or two got lost, nary a tooth got flossed, on the hearth near the mallard drake, in the entertainment center by the sliding door, on a spotlit plinth in an empty corridor, from one ear to the other, in a terracotta pot upon a bookcase, in a handcrafted cabinet of spoons. When you lose your mind, leave those useless curios behind. Always be you, you will always be you, and I think that that's a good person to be, as long as you're doing no harm unto others. Then you're always doing the right thing by me, you're always doing the right thing by me. But how can I do that when I have no habitat? When they shoot you down to prove that they exist, hold your ground and passively resist. hold your ground and passively resist. Why me? Why me? Always bleeding in the brambles. Isn't there somebody else I can be? Always be you. You will always be you. And I think that that's a good person to be. As long as you're doing no harm unto others, then you're always doing the right thing by me. You're always doing the right thing by me. Sow the seeds of peace, I agree, but also see the forest for the trees. You can spend your whole life planting annuals dutifully year after year, but by no small marigold patch will an ivory build a woodpecker appear. You can spend your whole life planting annuals dutifully year after year, but by no small marigold patch will an ivory build a woodpecker appear. Thank you. Oh, I have water right here. Thank you so much. This next one. Oh, I guess this gives me an excuse to say my name, Stephan Nance, StephanNance. This song contains some Steven Universe references. It's a really good cartoon. And that is an example of how to not spell my name. There's a person with a set of porcelain teeth and a pair of emerald eyes. One time I bethought to plod beneath the warm gold glittering facade, where in lieu of flows of ruby blood I found a fugu got caught in a clotted cream flood. Well, if I were a person, and I hope I never am one, I would try to be less of a person, more of a person. If I were a person, and I hope I never am one, I would try to be less of a person, more of a person, less of a person on a whim, down a gravel driveway from a winding well-off road. A person gave a push and watched me whoosh into the midst of risks I was averse to, out on a limb, coerced toward a court of obelisks. The burden of pressure bruised my skin more deeply than the physical impact did. Nobody else bore witness to it, somebody bore it to the witnessing. Everybody bore to bearing with me, but could anybody bear to intervene? No, inhabiting a captive body, inhabiting a faceless bag of bones, my sizzling pancake battered head still keeps score of imaginary battles below. There's a person shaped jam-filled pastry stand-in for someone I've known. Whoa, 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 only a pretzel stick steak punch through the piped-in raspberry heart can break the thick thrall of that glaze. Spare me more of these saccharine matinees. Ooh, ba-ba-da-da-da-da. There's a person with a jasper disposition and a yellow diamond mind. Faced by fire, I tried and trod in the mine with that canary crystal clawed till the tawdry lace facets failed, and I confronted the fraud that the flames unveiled. Well, if I were a person, and I hope I never am one, I would try to be less of a person, more of a person. If I were a person, and I hope I never am one, I would try to be less of a person, more of a person, 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 less of a person. Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Stephan Nance, if you're just tuning in. Maybe I'll do one that I haven't been doing. It's called Hope or Float, and it's about this time. It talks about hitting the deck, and it's about a time when I literally hit the deck in back of my house, in back of my parents' house, because I was so frustrated by things that were happening, and I'm not usually like that, and when I did that, I was like, what was I thinking? My hands are my livelihood. Like, I play piano. I shouldn't be doing that. And so I didn't do that ever again. But I got a song out of it, so that is one benefit. Oh, what an unfortunately unsurprising turn of events. Oh, what a conundrum it presents. Swing with the white-knuckled grip to the pieces of a ship, or start in the water and end in the water. The swells, after all, intercept just the tip. Oh, what on earth can I do? I want to help you unsee. I want to help you unsee. I want to help, but if I help you, I can't help me. And if I go unhelped, what help can I be? But what if everything is okay? What if everything is easy for once? Maybe everything can be easy for once. Maybe everything can just be okay. Yay. Maybe that isn't a psychopomp. Maybe that's our lifer hoopo. Maybe that little grim reaper will grow up to be a lighthouse keeper. Hope, hope, hope. Hope, hope, hope. I hit the deck, a cannonball from a diving board in the crow's nest. Best to leave the stunts to the unprofessionals. Leave the stunts to the unprofessionals. Oh, 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 oh. The boat's a hoax, a fantasy of control, a joke. See it for what it is now that it's woke. Now we avail ourselves of its splinters and rope to impale ourselves and hang ourselves. Hope is what kept us from learning to flow. Oh, 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 oh. Float, 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 float. But go ahead and offer me another free cruise on a shipwreck. How could I refuse? Why can't I refuse? While there is life, there is hope. So why for the life of me can't I just float? Hope, 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 hope. As if the water I fear is not the water I bathe in. Thank you. There are little program booklets if you want to look at any of the lyrics. It's not mandatory, but a lot of my songs are kind of read-alongs. Okay, this next one has some backing tracks. And it's called Sedentary City, so you can see where we are. Try to wend your way through the thickest thickets and avoid the ratchet call reviews of the gray catbird critics. Easily the mimic muse, be more original. They heard it from a bird more qualified to say it. Freely they propose a game of musical chairs. They bend the rules so they will win it when they play it. Where there's a seat, there'll be someone sitting pretty, calling your every shot and shooting down your every call for help. Your even feet won't ensure an even footing. Your standing won't be understood in the sedentary city. Look to your laurels in a boxwood hedge at public capacity. Try to rest among the mockingbird-occupied topiary thrones. Eerily the tin can chorus vacates the premises abruptly and without an echo. Sturdy and upright in the spotlight, you emanate your candidacy for upholstery. Where there's a seat, there'll be someone sitting pretty. And where the seating's scarce, you'll get your shot at getting shot at. Your beating heart won't save you from a heartfelt beating. Your standing won't be understood in sedentary city. Itty, 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 itty. City, itty, 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 itty. City, itty, 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 itty. City, itty, 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 itty. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Okay. I'm going to play a few more. This one is called Japanese Garden, and it's basically about it's about a trip to the Japanese garden in Portland on a very cold winter's day, and then it's also about a love triangle, and it has a lot of intertextuality, like references to other works, and it has lyrics in English, French, and Russian. It was a very big undertaking, this song, because I studied Russian and French in college, and so there are a lot of references in Russian and in French and in English. It's very dense. There are a lot of chains of associations. It's very what word am I thinking of? Purposefully written. and it's a good one to follow along with. So if you're watching this later, you can look up Japanese Garden, Stephan Nance, Stephan Nance, and then you can read my translation of my Russian lyrics as well, which would probably be helpful. Breaking through the ice, I scuttle down the riverbank till I espy the arboretum in your house, in your home, covered in mud. I crawl into a carapace and down the hallway. The coniferous buoy bobbing on alpha waves inspire siren song. Compose a nodding poem that will never see the light of day. That will never see the light, but I read in a dream. Japanese garden, head on the shoulder. Japanese maple, read in a dream. Japanese garden, head on the shoulder. Japanese maple, read in a dream. Read in a dream. Crooked bridges, safe to knit you any garment now, but I cast off my crafty armaments. I cast you aside and I scoot away. But didn't we ditch those demons? Are we not free to freeze and thaw as we please, to perch on branches whittled into benches built for human shivering en cave en hiver? Un cœur qui ne verra jamais la lumière, mais je lis dans un rêve jardin japonais. Version polaire du Japon, je lis dans un rêve jardin japonais. Version polaire du Japon, je lis dans un rêve, lis dans un rêve. Everything will be simple someday soon. Everything will be simple, oh so simple. Everything will be simple someday soon. Простите мне, что я решился к вам писать бровь я. Вырезанные имена, стволе меня кожа покраснела на спокойном красителе. Вы меня поймали с поличным, читающего во сне ирландца, ходящего в шотландке. Я люблю неразумно, но безмерно я люблю. Я люблю неразумно, но безмерно я люблю. Насыпано дополнительно сосновой шишки. И не беру в голову, собственно я вырою и утную яму ему. Очевидно, язык мой враг мой. А языка чужого я не опасаюсь, не боюсь укропиться в густо-лиственном лесу. Тучи собираются над мной, я пережду грозу. И как только вы дадите оценку, я дам вам компенсацию. И секретно в карман пальто окаменельную незабудку. forgotten. I don't want to be forgotten. I don't want to be forgotten anymore. Denuding adamant layers, I peel past a period of interregnum and inherit the gilt cardboard crown from the downy-crested phoenix, my predecessor in this cube of panels in triptychs painted and pruned. The kingdom's a sham, Hamlet without the prince, and though a tree you may well be, I'm not convinced. Copperhead on hickory shoulder, curled under covers a fetal web of words. Read in a dream, Japanese garden, copperhead on hickory shoulder, breaking through the ice. En cave, en hiver. Thank you. Okay, a few more songs. This one is about birding, and it's about the bird that got me birding, a western tanager, which is, they're like a neotropical migrant they're yellow with an orange head, and there's an illustration of one on the t-shirts that I have right now as part of my merch. So I saw one at Delta Ponds in Eugene, Oregon, and took a picture, and then spent a ton of time. Well, not a ton of time, but I spent time looking through a field guide and finding the bird, and then I was obsessed. And so this song is, I guess, about that feeling, and it's called Sparkbird. And just to refresh your memory on my name, it's Stephan Nance. Stephan. It's weird. Blame my parents. Sparkbird. Sparks fly every time I identify species I've hitherto never seen in the field, seen in the feather. Sparkbird destiny drew us together. Every smile line on my face can be retraced down to the split second, down to the split place. Is it magical thinking, or is it magical realism, or is it neither here nor there? Every time I check my wrist, it's another brand new freckle past another brand new hair. I'm growing up against my will. Will you finally resurrect the time I've killed? Will you finally resurrect the time I've killed? Sparks fly every time I visit this park. I envision the phantom of a giddy little cartoon to me, jittering on the electrifying cusp of discovery, before and after in the storm. All I wanted was to be seen and to see some signs of a world still turning, some signs of a world still forming, rebirth of a dream still burning. Magical thinking, or is it magical realism, or is it neither here nor there? Every time I check my wrist, it's another brand new freckle past another brand new hair. I'm growing up against my will. Will you finally resurrect the time I've killed? Will you finally resurrect the time I've killed? Sparkbird, Sparkbird. Thank you very much. There are a few songs in the set that are a risk because I've been sick. I've had a cold for like the past week, and so like I'm always like, is my voice gonna crack? Is my voice gonna crack? And then sometimes it does. And then of course it's being recorded, so it's gonna be playing forever. Okay. In keeping with the bird theme, this was another. See, I feel like a lot of people have just one spark bird, like one bird that gets them interested in birding, and I feel like I kind of have two, because a varied thrush is pretty close. It's such a quintessential Northwest bird, and it's like my favorite part about February is hearing their call in the morning. It's like the one good thing about that dark month. Okay, so this song's called Varied Thrush. Hush, hush, listen to the varied thrush. The freezing rain has pushed them down into the valley with the rest of us, flushed from the comfortably lush forest floor. They draw their bows across serrated edges of musical saws and crush the frigid, sharply pointed hearts of icicles like us. Crush, 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 swish, swish. The osprey hovers seeking fish. The glassy pond displays the menu but won't serve the dish. Two birds who wish to linger when the air turns cold, defying pressure to defer to cackling geese and western gulls. Wish, 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 wish. Who doesn't wish they could begin to live? Who doesn't wish they could believe in letting something end? We have these wishes, but we're hung up on a superstitious focus on the family we see in collared doves with love much stronger than we probably should ever hope for ours to be. Are we a we are today? Will we be a we will be tomorrow? Were we a we were already long ago? We don't know what price makes sense to pay, so we settle for indebted sorrow, never knowing we could dine and dash into that nullifying snow. Thrash, thrash, the so-called trash birds taking baths betray their cuteness in the recklessness with which they lash their lustrous feathers, petroleum with flecks of ash, in an unseasonable puddle glaciating fast. Splash, 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 freeze, splash, 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 freeze, splash, 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 freeze, splash, splash, splash. Hush, hush, listen to the varied thrush. Hush, 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 listen to the varied thrush. Hush, 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 hush. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to play one more. And this one is called The Sound Narrows. So if you're from around here, or even if you're not, it's still about the same thing. But if you're from around here, you might be familiar with the Tacoma Narrows Bridge that goes over the Narrows of Puget Sound. It's the one that you might have seen a video for in your physics class. They replaced the one that that got all wobbly and fell. um, but so, yes, this is called The Sound Narrows, and it is about my partner. So it's a sweet song, and because of this, so just very quickly, I'll tell the story of how we met. So he saw an ad for my music on Facebook, and this was almost 5 years ago, and he went to it, and he was like, this is like everything I love, like all-in-one musician, and it was very sweet. And then he sent me a letter in the mail, and that was very sweet. And then his friends brought me up for his surprise birthday party in Tacoma, and I live in Eugene, and so they brought me up there, and that was how I met him, was as the surprise musical guest at his surprise birthday party. And now it's been almost 5 years. Yeah, so even if I never make it really big as a musician, at least I managed to reel one in that way. Trampoline sensations, lingering I fall asleep, grinning and awake, grinning in awe at what I see, saw, it's unreal, it's unreal, it's unreal. It's unreal, it's unreal, it's unreal. It's unreal, it's unreal, it's on cornucopia sofa. You were treating me A-okay today. Eleemosynary celery boy, born of crimson velvet clay. Bo none inclement to Friday. Bo in the month of March. Tintinabulations, annotating bird song, bees song, thumping bunny hearts, clinging in awe to what they see, saw. It's unreal, it's unreal, it's unreal. It's unreal, it's unreal, it's unreal. It's unreal, it's unreal, it's unreeling in the earth. Cartwheel and coincide, sidewind and surrealize, unreeling in the earth. Earth reeling in the sun, parenthetical asides aside, sun and earth having begun, accrete to crew, accelerate, collide. Pierce my wrists with your nails, pierce my temples with your thorns, revoke my resurrection license, I can't bear to be reborn. Place me on a bed of shells, relics of pistachios, within earshot of the sound, somewhere over the narrows. Thank you so much. You've been listening to Stephan Nance live at Hotel RL in Olympia. And you can catch me next month if you're on the East Coast at Hotel RL, because I'll be in Brooklyn, Baltimore, and D.C. And if you have any friends also in Europe or in Morocco, I will be there in December. So tell all your friends in Morocco to go there and see me. And that's it. Thank you so much. Good night.